Hello everyone, I wanted to give you guys a quick lowdown on some of our favourite camper van gadgets. These things will work whatever your setup, whether you've got a Ford Nugget, a Volkswagen California, or even a self-converted schoolie. These brilliant tools have made our life so much easier on the road doing van life with kids. Before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe to our channel for lots more hints, tips, tours, and general cool trips to do with kids when you're out in your camper van. First up, we have our portable USB powered fans. So we got 4 of these in total, and they were really good on our recent trip to Spain. As you can imagine, sleeping in a tin can in 23-degree heat is not easy. And we didn't really have the windows open because then you've got mosquitoes and everything coming in. But these little babies worked really well. They last about 8 hours on the battery life, so that's perfect. And they charge in about 3 to 4 hours. They're USB chargeable. You get a USB with the fan when you buy it. And yeah, really good. They clip on as well. I should probably point it out there. You can just clip on the side of the van or somewhere on the pop top, and you can literally put it right over your head if you need to, if it's that hot at night. Really good. Highly recommend that. There'll be a link below in the description of all the things we're going to mention today, but this one's definitely worthwhile if you're going somewhere which is hot. Maybe even in the UK, you know, in the height of August, it might be worth investing in a couple. Next up, we have our Dimplex office table fan heater. So this thing is really useful. We don't have a diesel heater in our van, so heating our van at night, this is the only way really. We've got a wrap for the pop top, which we'll probably do a video for another time. But this thing comes in really useful. It only kicks off 250 watts worth of power, so it's safe to put into your power points on your van without fear of anything cutting out or burning or anything, so that works really well. It kicks off a really good amount of heat actually. For all 4 of you in the van, you've got your body heat, plus this, you're on to a winner. We don't have a diesel heater like I said, so this comes in really useful. It's about £40 on Amazon. Again, there'll be a link in the description so you guys can have a look for yourselves and see what deals they've got on. I've also just noticed while I've been doing the video, there's a USB point in the back. I don't think that's to power it. I think that's so you can maybe charge a phone from it as well, which is another cool little feature. Not something we've ever tried, but maybe we'll give that a go. It's got an automatic cutoff down the bottom here, so when it's not on a flat surface, if it rolls over in the middle of the night and you don't hear it, it's not going to carry on going. It's going to cut off, so you're not going to burn the van down or anything silly like that. So yeah, highly recommend this. It's the Dimplex office table fan heater, and yeah, definitely worth it if you haven't got any heating solutions in the van. Right, next up, I want to talk to you guys about lights and torches. So we've got 4 of these in total, and we got them off Amazon a few years ago. I'm not sure if they're still available, but you can find them anywhere. I highly recommend them. So these things are threefold. So you've got your light, which you can hang there, which you can put on some climbing clips, and they work really well if you're hanging it from the ceiling. Also comes off and it creates a touch point light. You can probably see that going on off, hopefully. And below here, this is a really cool thing. It's magnetic. So you can hook that onto the outside of the van and you've instantly got a outdoor light. You can hook it between a bit of canvas. So if you're in a tent or an awning, you do that and you've got a push light on your awning. Really useful, really good value as well. I think they were £7.99 each. We've got 4 of these. They just run on, I think it's 3 or 4 AA batteries. Let me have a quick look. What have we got? We have 3 AA batteries in there, and they last for ages. They last easily a year, you know, a whole season of camping, and we use them most days. So yeah, really good. It's some Chinese make called Tech Ho. I've never heard of them, but I'll try and dig it out and I'll put the link in the description if I can find them. But if you can find anything similar, definitely go for them. The magnetic strip on the bottom is really helpful, especially with the, you know, the steel on the other side. It's really good to be able to hook that between a bit of canvas. So if you're in an awning and you don't want to have to hang a light, you can just hook that on the outside and put that bit on the inside, and you've instantly got touch point lights, which is really good. Right, next up, washing detergent, and that question we always get about how do we do the washing with 2 kids and 2 adults in a camper van. We were away in Spain for like over a month this summer, and we just had a pile of washing which got done. But the other question we get a lot of is how do we store the washing detergent? So we found these guys here. So these are called Earth Breeze, and these are washing detergent sheets. I'll say that again, washing detergent sheets. So they take up no space. I mean, it's what, the size of an A4 piece of paper. And in here are sheets of washing detergent. So there we go, that's one. That'll do a load for a family. You know, that's a good size. What does it say on here? So it says one sheet is one full load. So I'm guessing that's maybe around, I don't know, about 8 kilograms of washing or something, maybe 9. I think our washing machine at home is. So if we go by that, but it's fully biodegradable. It's really eco-friendly. It's vegan friendly. They're carbon neutral. It's a little bit more expensive than what you'd pay for some of, you know, the high brand washing detergents, but you know, you're doing a bit for the environment and you're saving so much space in the van. And this little pack does 40 loads, so that was easily enough for, you know, a month's worth of camping in a camper van. Highly recommend them. They're called Earth Breeze. Check them out. I think they've got some stuff on Amazon, but I think it's slightly cheaper if you go direct through their own website. They've got a warehouse in the UK as well as the States, so you can get them over here and it's not going to cost you a fortune or ruin the planet, you know, getting them posted to you. So highly recommend this for space-saving, eco-friendly washing detergent. This is what you need when you're camping. Whether you're in a van or whether you're in a tent, definitely get some of these bad boys. Next we have our Ombria, I think I'm pronouncing that right, our Ombria. What's the best word for this? It's like a drying rack, I guess. So before, when we were kind of washing up our, I don't know, pots, pans, you know, cooking utensils and plates after we'd had a meal in the van, we were, if we're doing it in the van, we were just laying down maybe a tea towel and putting all the wet stuff on there and letting it dry. This thing is brilliant. So we met some lovely people on a campsite in the Lake District, and they told us about this. So I thought I'd do a video. I think it's about £15, £18 roughly on Amazon. There's a link in the description below, but it's great. So this is like a kind of spongy toweling material. And then on the inside, look, you've got your drying rack. So the plates go in there like that, and then they just sit on the side like that. It's fantastic. It's so cool. And it saves so much space, and it saves all the time of having to use tea towels. This stuff is really, really quick drying as well. And it comes off, so you can wash this if you need to. We washed it a couple of times when we were in Spain recently. It took no time to dry, obviously, in Spain because it's super hot all the time. But it's, yeah, really good. So you've got two bits, fits over the top like that. Really easy to put together, and it folds up really nicely and neatly and fits perfectly in our cupboards. Really, really cool design, really clever, and definitely worth a purchase. You know, if you do a lot of cooking in the van, if you like to eat and have meals and breakfast and things, this is a definite thing you guys should look at. It's called the Umbria Drying Rack. I think it comes in 2 sizes. This is the smaller size. They do a bigger one. I guess if you've maybe got a bigger van, if you have got a schoolie, or, you know, you've maybe got, I don't know, a Sprinter or something, then maybe even look at the bigger size. But for our little van, so something of the size of a Ford Nugget or a little Volkswagen California, this is the perfect size. Really, really good. Definitely recommend that. Go out and get one now. I think that's probably one of my top things that I've bought this year that I'm really, really happy with. Next up, we have these. So these are silicone oven mitts, or hot glove things. I don't know what you call them, but they're great for picking up hot utensils, hot pans, anything that's, you know, you don't want to burn your fingers with, and they're space saving as well. So these things fit nicely in our cutlery drawer, and we got them from IKEA. I think you can get them on Amazon. Again, I'll try and put a link in the description below if we can find them on Amazon. If not, I'll put a link to where you get them on IKEA. They're so cheap. I mean, they were literally like, I don't know, 99p each. We've used them for our little oven we've got, which I'll talk about in a second, and these are great. I mean, that thing kicks off some heat and you can't feed it through this. They're really, really good. Even if you're kind of roasting marshmallows on a fire, you need to maybe move the fire pit or something, rearrange things. Really, really safe way to do it. Really, really cool, quite colourful. You can do that with them as well, which is quite nice. And they fit really, really nicely into our utensil drawer in the van. Definitely recommend these. A bargain for a couple of quid each. IKEA or Amazon for these bad boys. Right, so this is our Omnia oven. This thing is an oven. Apparently you can bake cakes in it. We've not tried that in the van. I can imagine that would be a complete mess with our kids, but you could give it a go. So it fits on the gas ring. You take the lid off, and in here, yeah, how does it work? Here we go. So this bit goes in the bottom, so that fits on the gas ring. That fits on top there. Ding! And the lid goes on like that. And within here, this is where you put your food. You can get silicone kind of silicone grease proof kind of tray things that go in here. I'm not a cook, you can probably tell from my description, but you can put silicone trays in here which stop the food getting burnt. We used it a few times. So we used it when we were away. Where did we use it? I think we used it in Wales, and I think we used it in the lakes. And we tried it with some oven chips. We got some frozen oven chips we bought from the local supermarket, put them in to see if it would work. Worked a treat. It was fantastic. So we had oven chips for dinner in a camper van. It was brilliant. You can also do things like garlic bread. Like I said, you can even make cakes. They've got a whole recipe section on their website. They've got cool things like you can do like a twisted pizza bread if you buy, you know, some ready-made pizza dough or something. Loads of things you can do, and it just gives a bit of variety when you're cooking in your camper van. You can, you know, really go to town a bit more rather than just having, you know, beans or soup or something you have to cook in a pot. You can really start cooking things which are more oven based. Like I said, you can do lasagnas in here as well, or even a cake if you want to. So check that out. If you're into your cooking in a van, definitely recommend this. I think they're a Swedish company. Really, really good value. Again, available on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can see how much they are. I think they're about £40, but with Black Friday coming up, you might even be able to get something a bit cheaper. But again, highly recommend this. If you do a lot of cooking in the van, definitely look at getting yourself a little portable Omnia oven. Next up, we have our Thermacell bug repellent. So I'll admit I was really skeptical when I bought this one. Again, it's an Amazon purchase. I looked through the reviews and it had some really cool reviews. It's not the cheapest thing you can buy to repel insects and midges and mosquitoes, but we used this in the lakes in Wales and in Spain, and it did a great job. Really, really cool. So it is plastic, but you've got this kind of gas canister that goes in the bottom. Unscrews there. I think it's butane. It screws in the bottom here. You can just see that, like that. And then you've got these little blue protection pads that kind of just obviously open it up, but it goes into this bit here, and the butane lights up. You've got a little blue spark that'll appear if it's lit, and it has just lit because I can hear it. And that heats up the mat, and that mat emits an odor that these bugs absolutely hate, and it keeps them away. It's got like a range of, I think it's like 4 or 5 meters, so it really covers a big area. You're not supposed to have it on indoors because obviously it's flammable. You've got gas in the bottom there, and it has got a very, very small flame which lights the mat base here. But I'll be honest, we did a few times with the doors open. We had it in the van, and it was great. It worked a treat. As long as you keep it on a flat surface and you don't forget about it, it's a lot more safer than having, you know, citronella candles and things around because you haven't got a naked flame. It worked really well. I think we had so many fewer bites than what we did in previous years this year when we went to Spain. I'll put it down to this. It could have been something else. I mean, who knows? I mean, we had, you know, we're covering ourselves in, you know, the bug spraying things, but we've done that before and we've still got bitten. But using this as well really, really gave us an extra strength, really, in terms of protecting ourselves from the bugs and things in and around Spain, Wales, and the Lake District. So look into that. If you do a lot of camping and you like to sit outdoors in an evening, this is really great to fit on the camping table, have a glass of wine, and not be worried about getting bitten to death by midges, bugs, and mosquitoes. So yeah, look at this one. It's called the Thermacell. It's called the Thermacell. I don't know what else it's called, but again, there'll be a link in the description below. Have a look, check it out. Available on Amazon. The protection pads are not cheap, but we've still got loads left. I think we used probably about 3 cartridges, and I would say maybe about 10 or 12 mats when we were away for a month in Spain, and we used it every night. So that might give you some idea of what you need depending on where you're going. But give it a go. If they've got any offers on, definitely look at it if you do a lot of camping where there's bugs around. Next up, we have the Myfold Car Seats. This is a car booster seat for your child. It's crazy. It's so small. We've done a couple of videos on these. For Myfold, they kindly gifted these for us to do a review when we were in Barcelona. There's a link just at the top if you want to have a look. But I can't recommend these highly enough. So I guess if you're in your van and you want to maybe have a day out, but you want to get a cab or you want to get public transport and you want your kids to be extra safe, these things are blooming amazing. They fit in your backpack. They're really, really lightweight. And they're just great, really easy to use. Check out the links for our kind of complete films we've made on these, but I wanted to mention them really quickly. So I guess you could even, if your kids are old enough, I mean, obviously it's age and weight dependent, but if your kids are old enough, you could even use these in your van, on your rock and roll bed, you know, when you're traveling, on your seat. they're great. They take up no space whatsoever. We've done a whole video on the best car seat, and that's probably a bit redundant and outdated now. We need to update that one. And we did that before we found these bad boys. And these have just been a game changer for us. You know, storage, when you want to set your camper van up to put it into some kind of living or bed area, where do you put your big bulky car seats? Usually they have to go outside, they have a bit of tarp over them, or they have to sit on the front seat, and they just take up so much room. But since we found these, honestly, it's revolutionized but since we found these, it's been brilliant. It's kind of been a revolution in how we kind of store things and how we use the car seats for kids. Safety rating is good. It's not amazing, but we're comfortable with, you know, we feel safe with the kids using these. That's personal choice. It's up to you guys. You can always get something that's going to cocoon them, but then that's absolutely massive and, you know, really a bit unpractical if you're kind of in a camper van and doing traveling, taking things up, bringing them down. It's not easy. So for us in our van, Myfold do a bigger version. It's called the high back booster seat. I've got one just here. It's amazing. It's a proper transformer of a car seat. We use these in our van when we're traveling because we haven't got the headrest. You probably can't see it, but we haven't got the headrest up here. So if there was an accident, you know, it's going to really hurt their neck if they get flung back. So for us, we use these bigger ones for that reason. And these fold up really, really tiny as well. I can attempt to do it now. I might cut this bit out if it takes too long, so bear with me. Here we go. That was a mission, but we got there in the end. Look how small that folds up to. Isn't that brilliant? So there is a strap that goes around it as well to kind of keep it in place. And when you buy these things, you also get a little carrier bag as well, so you can really keep it safe and secure, and it's really good for traveling. But as you can tell, we don't unpack these very much because they are our permanent car seats for the van. But if you wanted to, I guess if you're going away somewhere, these would be really good to take on, and they're really good for, you know, traveling on planes and things because you've got that security. You've got a full high back booster seat, but you can pretty much take this anywhere in the world without having to carry around really, really huge car seats if you're getting a hire car. So yeah, really, really good. This is the Myfold high back booster seat, this one. So check it out on their website, on Amazon as well. There's a link in the description. Go check it out and yeah, let us know what you think. That concludes our campervan gadget film. I hope it's been useful. Let us know in the comments below if there's anything we've missed or anything that we've spoken about which is really going to help you guys on your van life journeys. Please like and subscribe, stay up to date with all the content we do and get notified when our new videos come out. We'll see you guys again soon.